Policy Research and Development Division of the Climate Change Commission to tell us a little bit more about the state of our environment and the current environmental crisis. Sir?
Big round of applause, please. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Well, we wish to thank WWF for spearheading whole of society approach in tackling climate change, in tackling environment, and linking all this to the sectors of society. And it's just a pleasure to see young people taking frontline services to this advocacy. On behalf of the Climate Change Commission, we wish to extend our full support to this activity, and this is actually done in the most opportune time as we need to change the ending, but allow us to give some more ante to that motto or mantra. I think we have to change the narrative as well, because the storyline of resilience should be a preconceived idea that we do this not just for humanity, but we do this for the whole of the integrity of creation. And I'd like to invite the supporters of WWF and Earth Hour to revisit the history of all these things in 1992 when we had the Earth Summit in Rio. And sabay-sabay ho pinanganak doon ang United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, ang United Nations Convention to Combat Against Desertification, at saka ang sinasabi nating Agenda 21. All these things are complementary efforts globally, and our government is ready to partner with the rest of the society to make sure that when we take care of the environment, we also take care of the society, and the government, with its broad support, will make things possible to make sure that in the era of climate change, we can survive and thrive. So we thank the partners of all this advocacy. May our tribe increase, and this is just the beginning. And pag sinabing Earth Hour, sana po makita natin lahat ng mga local government units, because this behavioral change should not just be, just because we want to comply with what's happening around the world. This is not a fad, but really this is the root of a civilized society. We have to take care for each other. We have to think what's best for the next generations after us. And the power of the society is really as good as how individual communities or individual persons would like to contribute to for the welfare of all the environment conditions. We have to sustain this effort. And Attorney Ibay is one of the staunch advocates of climate and environment resilience. So the door of the Climate Change Commission is open to the WWF all the time. Our other stakeholders in the civil society shall always remain good partners, as government cannot just do this alone. So the media launch of today's Earth Hour process to mark the 2020 celebration will be meaningful, as this is a conversation between and amongst peoples and governments and all the society actors to the last mile. So I think these are the important messages of the Earth Hour 2020. We have to change the ending that is most promising of society that will be sustainably developing in terms of economics, but also sustainably developing in terms of respect and upholding of the call of nature, because it's not only with the science that we can project sustainable future, but most importantly, if we translate the science of conservation, mainstreaming them in the national and local policies of government, bridging spaces for people to act together. And of course, what we can assure you as government, we always welcome you and appreciate your contributions as you give feedback from the happenings on the ground. So I think I'll stop on that. Congratulations. And let the narrative of greatness continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. You know, it's always been clear that our planet hasn't been doing well in terms of our environment. And listening to him, I realized that there are a lot worse things that I'd imagined.
I agree, Enzo. It's unfortunate to realize that things are as bad as they can be. And honestly, you know, when you're hit with the facts and the numbers, it can be quite daunting and hopeless, in fact. But if we work together, there is absolutely hope.
Sir, Chief Iligan, may we please request a quick photo op before you leave?
We have to commemorate that excellent presentation you did by having a photo op, please, sir. Sir Joel, would you please join us?
Bye.
And Attorney Gia. Wow.
All right. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule, sir, for joining us and giving us that message. Now, here at WWF-Philippines, we believe it's never too late to act. In fact, that's what Earth Hour is all about. And at this point, we'd like to call on Attorney Angela Ibay, WWF-Philippines Head of Climate and Energy, as well as National Director for Earth Hour Filipinas, to tell us more about what's happening this Earth Hour, both here and across the globe.
Thank you, everyone. And in behalf of WWF and, of course, Earth Hour Philippines, thank you for coming to our media friends and our partners, and also for Summit Media, for Summit, not media, oh my God, Summit Hotel for still helping us sponsor this event. We know that Earth Hour has been going on for a couple of years, and we're very, very proud that we continue to provide this highlight of what of the things of what WWF has been doing. Earth Hour started. Can I pop this slide? Yes. So maybe I'll stay on this side. So Earth Hour has grown to be the world's largest grassroots movement, and we're very, very proud to say so. When it started in 2007, and you can see this is a snapshot of last year's event all across the world. In Sydney, Australia, when it was started by our colleagues there in Australia, they never really factored or knew that it would grow to be this huge, more than 10 years hence. So this year, we're celebrating Earth Hour on the 28th of March. Again, it will be 8:30 local time. And when it started in 2007, the Philippines joined in 2008, right after, because we saw the benefit of how Earth Hour can carry the message of hope, that can carry the message of what we can do as in terms of our actions, and as individuals and as a community of this planet. Next slide. And that's shown in the unifying message that Earth Hour has brought about. By focusing in 1 hour, by striking an emotional chord with everyone that they too themselves can be part of the solution, we're able to mobilize, connect, and able to bring people together, not just together in terms of like gatherings, but really together in terms of actions, in terms of solutions that we can provide for the planet. Therefore, that's why the whole narrative of Earth Hour, next slide, has been in the first decade of Earth Hour. Wow, we celebrated a decade already. From 2007 to 2017, we helped build awareness on climate change, and I think we've been able to reach that, to shine a light on the actions that each and every one of us, governments, businesses, have been doing across the world. But in 2018, if a couple of you from our media have remembered, we moved and used Earth Hour to shine a light not just on climate action, but on the plight of our biodiversity and of nature. And from 2018 to up to now, that message is what we're carrying now, that the importance of nature, the importance of not just protecting it, but it being a key factor in helping us live sustainably in this planet. So up to now, we're trying to get everyone to raise their voice for a new deal for nature and for our planet, because this is the only thing that we can actually live for the next generation. So we're continuing to have that, and in Earth Hour Philippines, aside from the switch-off events that we've had in previous years, we continue to do what we call Beyond the Hour. Earth Hour, as symbolized by the plus sign, is not just the 1 hour that we're asking people to switch off their lights or to do something in that hour, but it's really their day-to-day, everyday activities that really help sustain our planet and ensure that the future is resilient and sustainable for the next generation. So just to give you a snapshot, this was 2019 in the Philippines. We're very, very grateful for all of the cities, the municipalities, the organizations who actually participated and used Earth Hour to be able to show that they're actually one in terms of getting our planet into the shape we want it to be. And we actually had a load drop of 195 megawatts last year. And we're very, very happy that DOE, who continues to be our partner, has provided that information to us. This year, as mentioned by our ambassadors, we've managed to have the support from the Office of the President, the Office of the Vice President, even from the various leagues, the League of Cities, League of Municipalities, and we continue to get also the different department agencies supporting us as they've done in previous years. And I am very, very happy and very, very grateful that they continue to believe in Earth Hour and the message that it continues to bring each and every year. Next slide. But this year, moving forward, we want to continue to bring that message of how the challenge of what our biodiversity is facing. And we really want to halt the loss of biodiversity because there's a lot that has been lost in the past years. And we want to be able to use Earth Hour to galvanize people to bring that message forward, that our own actions have an effect on our planet. Our own actions are actually also the solutions to be able to provide for us and our planet. So I will not go through this, but basically this is what we want Earth Hour to go forward. And we really need all the support from everyone. Next. But this year, we're going digital. Because we've seen the power of what social media and the digital platform can really bring to Earth Hour in getting our reach across. It's not just gathering people physically, but it's really also being able to reach worldwide. And if you recall, a couple of years ago, Earth Hour actually went to space because we were able to get astronauts from the International Space Center to also help in bringing the message of Earth Hour. We think beyond space in the planet, there's this whole digital space that we have not really fully maximized. And so Earth Hour in a lot of countries is going in an online platform. From Singapore, they're actually doing like a live chat session. Even in Africa, the countries like Senegal, they will do jam sessions or live, and we can have interactions with different people on the hour itself. And so we're exploring that digital space, and also for us in the Philippines. We will be launching later on, and you'll learn more about it, about how we're going to use the digital platform. And we want to use that as a momentum in the next years to come, because Earth Hour has really been a very successful way to move people, and that momentum, not just in the way that we've done it before, but also this digital way of doing work. We want to be able to bring that momentum and continue that momentum for the next years when we are already doing a lot of our major campaigns. And maybe just to showcase to you, before I end, I really want to thank you again for supporting Earth Hour. This is actually my 10th Earth Hour, so it's really exciting to see that even for after 10 years, there's still so much support from everyone, and we haven't even touched, the surface, I think, and there are a lot of millions of Filipinos who really need the message of a positive message now, especially in these times of uncertainty. And I think Earth Hour brings that positive message across, and it's within our hands. So again, thank you. Let's have a very good Earth Hour 2020. And maybe to show to you what we've been able to do across the world, here's the Earth Hour global video.
Join me and millions around the world 一起观点支持 Earth Hour 地球1小时 Conéctate con la naturaleza.
I'm switching off for Earth Hour because I think our planet is worth fighting for.
5, 4,
More than 180 countries turned off. The sites in London and Paris also went dark.
Earth Hour, a grassroots movement shedding light on climate change.
I think Earth Hour is a brilliant initiative because it's such a simple thing for each individual person to do, but if we all make a small change, it would have a big impact.
It gathers millions of people around the world to remind them that nature is one of the most powerful and immediate solutions we have to the climate crisis.
We are facing climate change and rapid nature loss, so we all need to step up and act now to ensure a future for all of us and the next generation.
Let's all speak up and do our part to protect nature.
Human beings and nature go hand in hand.
Nature is life. Everything in life is interconnected to nature.
Our world is in a state of despair, and we have to try to save it.
Different species are dying out right now, and we won't be able to see them.
We need to act now, because otherwise it'll be too late.
If everyone does something really, really small, the collective, it all adds up, so you can make a much bigger impact.
We can solve this crisis if we act jointly and swiftly.
Join us in protecting our people and our planet.
Together, let's build a cleaner, safer, and greener future for everyone.
I love it. Wow. Thank you so much. Keep the applause going for Attorney Gia. That was a wonderful, stellar presentation full of great information, and you always bring good vibes. So thank you for that wonderful, wonderful presentation. Guys, looking at that video, it's so cool to see that there's such a global effort. We're all fighting for a shared future, no?
That is absolutely correct. Now, if you watched very carefully, you'll see that the Philippines was featured there a couple of times. I saw us up on stage.
Oh, no way!
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't notice. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I must have blinked.
But I must say, thanks again, of course, to Ibai for those wonderful words. And it's so refreshing to see how many people are behind this movement, not just here in the Philippines, but around the globe. It just makes me feel so much better about knowing that every little step that I do is being echoed by so many more other people. So together, we can make such a positive impact.
Agreed. Well said. Well said. Now speaking, oh wait, here we go. Now it's time to hear a little bit more. I'd like to call on WWF-Philippines Earth Hour Ambassador. Put your hands together. Put your hands together for this lovely lady. This is going to be a fun presentation from her as well to tell us more about our newest campaign. Give it up for Earth Hour Ambassador, Mikey Kawamko Jaworski.
You're gonna leave me. Okay, thanks. Bye. Hi everyone. Good morning. It's really nice to speak after Attorney Gia because she's the one who is the best at explaining about what Earth Hour is and the journey of Earth Hour in the Philippines. And for me as Earth Hour Ambassador, we were trying to work out at what year I joined WWF as Earth Hour Ambassador, and it was in 2012. So the years have really gone by, and one thing that is so glaring right now is the urgency and the gravity of our environmental issues, not just in the Philippines, but all over the world. And it's really good that the conversation has been taken more seriously because we have a lot of advocates that speak for it, that we can relate to, and that really push us and put pressure on us and dare us to the point of discomfort, to the point na tinatanong na natin yung mga sarili natin, ano ba talaga yung ginagawa ko? And being part of Earth Hour, for me, and most especially the evolution of Earth Hour, is something that has made me very proud. But more than that, it has encouraged me to do my part, to talk to all of you and ask all of us to do our parts, no matter how big or how small, because of the urgency of these environmental issues. Earth Hour has gone through its own evolution. When I joined Earth Hour, the Philippines was already 5 times Earth Hour champion as a country because we were the ones who participated most. We talk about Earth Hour saying that it's our way of reaching governments, it's our way of reaching businesses. But there is one reason why we are effective at reaching governments and businesses, and that's because Earth Hour is a show of force. When people come to Earth Hour events, when people turn off their lights, even for just 1 hour, we are able to see how many people care. We are able to see how many people are willing to be a part of this movement. And when we see that, it makes us feel like, yes, we can do it. Hindi baliwala yung effort na nilalagay ko bilang isang individual, bilang isang tao na may pamilya, bilang isang tao na pwedeng makiusap, na mamulat tayo sa mga problema ng mundo natin, na tayong lahat maapektuhan. Kaya kahit na yung mga iba ayaw nilang gumawa ng part nila, kailangan gawin pa rin natin yung sa atin. And I'm glad that we're here because that also is encouraging to me to show that our efforts are worth it. Earth Hour has evolved so much, and it has gone beyond switching off our lights, beyond partying together during the switch off. And while that's fun, we know that we have to go beyond the hour. So we were talking earlier with the guys, and we said, you know, Beyond the Hour is one of really our favorite campaigns, and everything we do is really going beyond the hour. This year, we decided in WWF-Philippines that we are not going to have that big Earth Hour event where we switch off the lights together in one venue. But we are still going to do that. And more importantly, we have decided that instead of doing that, we would be investing in a campaign that would reach beyond Earth Hour. And that hopefully will send a message that will show that everything that we've allowed to happen is affecting already the generations after us. But it's us who are in a position to make the change. So our campaign for this year has involved us putting a video together for you that hopefully will show you that the time to act is now, and the only way to do it is together. So, can I ask that we play the video now? I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll be back right after the video.
Okay, the story of our kingdom. Once upon a time, mayroong prinsesa na nakatira sa isang kingdom. Mayaman at masaya ang kanilang kingdom, pero one day, nagkaroon ng krisis. So she decided to go out of her castle para makita niya kung ano ba talaga ang nangyayari sa labas. Nakita na agad niya na napaka-usok sa kapaligiran. Napaubo tuloy siya sa polusyon. Naglakad siya patungo sa bayan at doon siya nakakita ng maraming nakapila sa may balon. Pero parang wala silang makuhang sapat na tubig. Sa labas ng bayan, nakita niya na walang gulay at prutas malakas na tumutubo sa mga taniman. Sabi ng mga magsasaka, dahil daw sa sobrang init. Pagdating naman sa mga mangingisda, sabi nila, konti na lang daw ang mga isda. Bumalik ang prinsesa sa bayan at nakita niya na maliban sa water shortage, pati pagkain kulang na. Because of drought, marami na ang nagutom. Nalungkot ang prinsesa dahil sa kahirapan sa paligid niya. Naglakad na pabalik sa casa ng prinsesa. Biglang umulan ng malakas na malakas. A never-ending rain suddenly fell upon the kingdom.
Tita, ayoko na po ng ending.
Sige, Sarah. May oras pa naman. Baguhin natin.
Fantastic. Hashtag we can change the ending.
Yes. Okay, before we go on, I want to acknowledge Direk Socky Fernandez, who directed this video for us. Say hello.
Hi, Direk Socky. Good to see you. Who also directed our our Don Sol Sorsogon video as well before presentation to the BIO officers. So thank you, Direk Socky, for always working with us.
Much appreciated.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Enzo, I know you're new here, but did you see how Ate Mikey did that speech?
Yes.
That's how you give a speech. Wow. All you were missing was a mic drop, woman. No, pero galing. I mean, really, you're such a perfect candidate to represent Earth Hour, and you do a phenomenal job with it, and we feel your passion. So I'm off script right now, but I felt it over there on the side.
Yeah.
We're a team.
Yes, we are.
That's why together.
But you get paid more. But yeah, we're a team.
And we just want to add that this is actually Mikey's return to the screen officially.
Yes.
Her first acting gig in over a decade.
The prequels.
But going back to the video, guys, I've got to say it was so nice to see. I mean, yes, it's something that's being acted out for our benefit, but the reality is each and every one of us here is that princess. We just need to go outside any time of the year to see these things in real life. We see droughts, we see floods, we see the pollution each and every day. Revilson and I ride motorbikes, and I tell you what, riding through the traffic and seeing the belching black smoke every day it's really, really a sad thing to see. So this for me touches to my heart because it's something that I personally see, and it's something that impacts each and every one of us. So when we talk about be the change, then yes, we each can make sure that we do something to change that ending.
And it's really great that we have this campaign to rally behind. And with that, I would like to know how WWF is planning to change the ending. And we would like to call on our WWF-Philippines child advocate, Sia Vigor, to join us here on stage.
Show her some love. Where are you, Sia? There you go.
Hello, everyone. You're all having a good day today.
It's hard not to have a good day when you see someone like this.
I know. Now, Zia, tell us a little bit about shooting the video. Did it have an impact? Did you realize that these sorts of things were going on in the world before you shot the video?
Yeah, because I noticed that WWF is really doing their best to protect our environment because they're also working with farmers, fishermen, and different businesses, the government all across the country. And it's so happy that we have a campaign like this, and I'm so happy to be part of it.
And we are so happy that you're part of it as well.
Yes, indeed.
Zia has her own way of doing it.
Yeah.
Tell them about what you do as an individual.
It's my dream to be a vegetarian. When I grow up, I want to be a vegetarian because my mom said that while I'm young, I still need the the vitamins from the meat, so I couldn't be a vegetarian yet, but when I grow up, I really want to be a vegetarian.
Awesome. I love it.
That's actually, when Wilson grows up, he wants to be a vegetarian.
Yes, I'm also dreaming of being a vegetarian one day. Oh, yeah, right? Hang it up. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Do you find that a lot of people from your generation, like your schoolmates and everything, are they aware about what's happening in the environment?
I'm not sure if they really understand that properly, but maybe because of some of my classmates, sometimes I will just tell them that when they're not bringing their own tumblers, I will tell them that they should bring their own tumblers so that they're not going to buy like plastic bottles anymore. And I think someday they will understand it more.
Yes, because really, I mean, you guys are the future. I mean, this planet is yours. And so we as the grown-ups really apologize for what we've been doing to it. So hopefully we can work together and change the ending, right?
Yes, we will work as a team.
All right.
Wow, well said, Sia. In closing, Mikey, I'd like to ask your experience in regards to the working on the video and, of course, being not just an advocate and Earth Hour ambassadress, but as well a mother as well. What are your thoughts on advocates being this young?
Well, it was a different experience working with Zia since I always have to work with you guys.
Well, you're used to working with children.
But working with Zia was really nice because Direct Socky gave us time to also chat, get to know each other, get comfortable with each other so that we could play the role of an aunt and a niece, in a credible way. And I got to know Zia a little bit from little stories that we had and that we shared. And actually the hashtag change the ending is scary. It's kind of scary because we're talking about an ending, but an ending can come. That's what globally we're saying, oh, at this point there's no turning back, and then we have Zia who is aware of a lot of things, and we can't just let it go in the direction, in the momentum where it's going. So it was for me, shooting the video was just as much of a push for me to deliver the message as best as we could. So I learned a lot from Zia also that day, and I think I was inspired by knowing that we have a responsibility to young people like her. We talk about future generation all the time, but we are feeling the effects already of the things we've done, and maybe it's going to take a few years before we can have an effect on those things, but it just shows all the more the urgency to do it.
Well said. Thank you so much for that. And thank you, Zia.
Yeah, and WWF is involved in a lot of different projects. We have this, but we are present in so many ways, and as Zia said, all over the country. And we actually do have a video to show the different things that WWF is doing all over the country. So, we want all of you to see this also.
Great segue.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
You're good. Wow.
Wow.
What'd you guys think of that? Enzo?
First of all, I would like to thank for those wonderful videos, and I'm actually very inspired. And since it's being my first year, sobrang excited ako to be part of these projects, and I'm looking forward what we can do for our environment.
We could always use the help, definitely, and in your generation as well. So we really appreciate you doing this out of your own time. So thank you, Enzo.
Yeah, now it's very important to note that these are just some of the projects that WWF is working on. I mean, it's things that touch our lives each and every day. Of course, food, needing that food security. A lot of people think that WWF is just about the environment, about taking care of, plants and animals. But we're actually very, very concerned about taking care of communities because it's a cyclical process. Everything is connected. One of our old campaigns was Connect Earth, and really that talked about our connection as human beings to the planet, to nature, and how it affects all of us. So that's why we need food security. We need to have fresh water. We need to take care of the plastic problem, not just for the environment, but also for each and every one of us. There are other projects we do in different parts of the country, whether it be in Donsol, in Tupataha, helping to conserve the Irrawaddy dolphins. There is so much that we do. So just for all of our media partners out there, if you want to find out more, then you just need to log on to www.org.ph.
Well said, Mark. Yes, absolutely. It is about the people. Now, before we continue with the program, we'd like to thank our co-presenter, GCash, and our official media partners, Philippine Star, GMA, ABS-CBN, ABS-CBN Lifestyle, MOR, Mix, ANCX, CNN Philippines, Business World, Central Luzon TV36, Our Awesome Planet, Radio Veritas, Metro Style, Globaltronics, and Manila Bulletin. 120 years of telling timely stories, 120 years of timeless truths. We'd also like to thank our leisure partners, SM Cinema, Ayala Malls, Mega World, Lifestyle Malls, and Araneta City. This event would not be possible without your help. Thank you.
And once again, thank you to Summit Hotel Green Hills, the official venue partner of Earth Hour 2020 media launch, and our corporate partners, Viber Philippines, SSI, Geox, Samsonite, Summit Still and Sparkling Water, Corsical, and Concentrics.
And last but not least, we would like to thank our partner national government agencies, the Office of the President, the Office of the Vice President, the Climate Change Commission, the Department of Energy, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, the Department of the Interior and Local Government, the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, the National Parks Development Committee, the League of Cities of the Philippines, the League of Municipalities of the Philippines, the Philippine Economic Zone Authority, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, and the Light Rail Transit Authority. Thank you all so very, very much for supporting this year's Earth Hour.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for your support. Now, as mentioned earlier, regarding some of our project sites, you mentioned Donsol Sorsogon.
Yeah.
And, it's just fantastic what we've done there. You all know the history about it, but in a nutshell, we turned a fourth-class municipality that was literally hunting the Butanding into a thriving and first-class municipality and a thriving tourism spot in the Philippines. So that encompasses it in a nutshell. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, it's amazing to see. I've been going to Donsol since 1998, and to see the change from, as you were saying, the jump economically for the community there, and how everyone has recognized that protecting the whale sharks, and not only protecting the whale sharks, but also protecting the environment, because it's the environment that feeds the whale sharks, that keeps them coming back, that then brings in all the tourist pesos, and seeing this whole connection, so that they've then gone further and they've realized that by protecting the environment, by protecting the river systems, and they also brought back the fireflies.
Yes.
And the fireflies are now an additional economic boon for the community. And so it really shows that environmental tourism can have such a positive impact, not just for the environment, but also for the people. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. You want to uplift the community, you uplift the environment, and it can follow through.
Excellent. And with all that hard work, there is good news. We've actually had more sightings recently.
Yes.
Right? I don't know the numbers as of yet, but we have spotted more butanding in the area. So that's fantastic. Rather than their numbers dwindling, they're actually increasing. That is insanely amazing.
I actually just sent a couple of friends, a couple of Austrian friends of mine there last week, and they had amazing sightings, and they said it was one of the most life-altering experiences that they have ever had.
That's exactly how I'll describe it. Have you swam? Have you had the pleasure of swimming with the butanding?
I'm a licensed scuba diver, but I haven't swam with the butandings. And with WWF, I hope that I can have new and memorable experience in changing our environment.
Yes, you will. Swimming with them is life-altering.
It is indeed. Now we've heard about the current state of our planet and our country, and we've learned a little bit about this year's Earth Hour and how WWF-Philippines is inviting everyone to work together and change the ending on the current environmental crisis.
And at this time, we would like to hear from our WWF-Philippines Executive Director, Joel Palma, about all of these things come together. Sir?
Hello, Chief.
Thank you. Oh, good morning. Thank you for joining us in this media launch. I'm really a bit surprised that people came in. We obviously have to talk about the situation right now with the COVID-19 virus. No? Seems that we're responding well to this because we sort of treat this as a crisis. Yes, it is indeed a crisis. But I think for the environment, we also have to treat this with the same response as what we're having right now. Come to think of it, there are reports right now that the start of the virus actually came from our neglect of our environment. There are reports saying that the virus actually came from wildlife, from eating wildlife. So it's really very important that we take care of our nature. It's so inspiring to see Zia and Tita Mikey in that video because we didn't have to change the ending. We sort of really literally started the year, in fact the decade, with a bang. Remember, a few weeks after New Year, we had Taal volcano, and not realizing that the situation that we're in right now already started even earlier, prior to when we knew about it. So collectively, hashtag we have to change the ending, because as we speak, if we continue our ways, the way we do things, the way we live, the way we consume, the way we waste, we might end up in an ending that's not so good. Hashtag change the ending is a promising note that we can do things together better. Just to give you an idea, everybody's, back again to the COVID issue, everybody's really very uneasy right now about the situation, and the United Nations, as we speak, is projecting that it will hurt the economy by $1 trillion for this year. It can even be more. But not realizing that nature contributes $125 trillion worth of services to the economy on a yearly basis. So that's why we really have to treasure what we have. We have to treasure and realize where we get our water. Just this morning, it was parang coincidence, I woke up early for this. I came from Bicol last night. Opened the shower. Walang tubig. Buti may backup. But, things to show that, that our environment is really changing. As we speak again, the water levels right now of Angat is about 100. It should be about 110. That's why we need to ration. I welcome rationing right now because, at least so many hours a day we have water. Then by May or April, we're totally bone dry. So I think this is the way we should approach our the way we do things. We should lessen our consumption. We should really lessen our waste. And as mentioned by Sia, when she grows up, she would become a vegetarian because we also have data on food that, a kilo of beef would consume, if you're driving a Honda Civic, 176 kilometers of fuel to make 1 kilo of beef. It's about 80 kilos or 80 liters of fuel or 80 kilometers worth of fuel on a Honda Civic or a small car to produce 1 kilo of chicken. And, for vegetable, it's definitely way down below. So even the food we eat would have impact on our environment. Gia mentioned earlier the CBD, the 2020, the Convention on Biodiversity will be having targets. How can we change the ending? Globally, again, the community of nations trying to deal with the environment would hope to see that by 2030, it's simple to sort of memorize. It's 0-50-0. That at this point in time, to change the ending, we need to have zero degradation of whatever is left to our environment. Zero. Wala nang masisirang forest, no more, masisirang rivers by 2030. 50. We have to decrease our carbon footprint by 50%. So I know the guys here are, instead of doing cars, now doing more motorcycle or doing the MRT, so reduce footprint. When Beijing had a lockdown because of the virus, there's a satellite photo of Beijing before and after. The pollution was out. Zero, not clear. And that's why we really have to reduce how we consume. And then zero, the second zero is zero extinction of any species. So 0-50-0. Based on what we're doing, I should say what we are facilitating, because this is not just WWF's work, as mentioned by Mark earlier. And we always say in WWF, we're only as good as our partners. Like in Donsol, we have a good government there, the good government, They do basically the 365 days of work, while WWF and us, Mark, will go, diving with the whale sharks. How many days, in 1 year? So these are good partners. Yesterday, I came from Bicol also. I came from Tabaco Albay. And our tuna fishery program there is sort of working well. This year, we're hoping that the fishery here in Mindoro as well as in Bicol, in Laguna Gulf, would become certified sustainable tuna. And one of the requirements there is that along the supply chain, all the stakeholders will work together, from the LGUs, barangay, the local government, to the province, to the small fishers, to the buyers of the fish, to the traders of the fish who are exporters, and even the markets abroad, so that we make sure that the hand-line tuna fish are made sustainable. So they all banded together, and what really sort of touched me was that we were working with more than 6,000 fishers. They're all there, represented, working together. LGUs was there, national government was there. But what really was so good to see was that we were working with 8 exporters. They were competitors. And they banded together as one group so that they can be part of that whole system. And I think this is what we say, working together and together possible. We need, the lateral as well as the vertical working together so that we can change the ending. And I think this is what it's all about. From one small water bottle that we don't use, as Zia has mentioned, advocating to her classmates to, trying to minimize travel and eliminating even food waste, even one teaspoon of rice, guys, finish all the food. Because even the food that we waste produces methane, which is a polluting gas. So all around, up, down, left, right, we can always save. And saving is saving our environment. So this way we can change the ending, and together, possible, and with, we're passing on this planet to Zia. I'm sure when Zia grows up, we'll be in good hands. But it's you, us, that we give our planet, a living planet, to our children. Maraming salamat. No way but to change the ending. Maraming po salamat.
Thank you, Sir Joel, for your wise words. Always look forward to working with you during Earth Hour every year. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are at a pivotal point, but there's still a lot that needs to be done if we are going to take care of our environmental issues. Now, with the world gathered for Earth Hour, I know we have a chance.
And that's exactly right, Rob. And gagamitin ko yung words si Sir Joel. Together, everything is possible.
That's right. Now, speaking of our tagline, some of our partners would like to share the work that they have been doing together with us.
Thank you, Mark. As environmental problems continue to emerge, it will require solutions that do not only create impact, but accelerate it. What we have today that can solve age-old problems is technology. Technology has the power to change behavior, and that's what we in Gcash have done with 20 million people who've opted to change the way we pay through a mobile wallet. Financial inclusion is what we in Gcash strive for. But with that many people on our platform, we couldn't help but wonder if we could use technology for social good. That's exactly how Gcash Forest was conceived. It's built on the premise that within every individual is an environmentalist who wants to help, but may have reasons as to why they're like, I want to help, but I don't know how. I want to help, but I don't have the time. And even if I did help, how much impact am I actually making? Gcash Force aims to address all these apprehensions through something all Filipinos have in common. We have technology, and becomes a platform that's also changed the way people can help through using Gcash Forest or through donating to WWF through Gcash for Good, in addition to changing the way people pay. Let's watch this video to see how Gcash Forest works. Your attention, please.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm from Gcash. I'm also a hiker and I love adventure. That's why I really love being outdoors.
Philippines is such a great country because it's actually one of the most biodiverse countries in the world. But the sad thing about that is that we are losing a lot of species, from plants to animals, because there's disruption in the ecosystem. That's why here in Gcash, we created Gcash Forest so we can start preserving and protecting our environment. So how will this happen? What you just need to do is actually just do Gcash transactions. We in Gcash identified different activities that are actually green activities. Like for example, instead of going out, commute, go to a center, use different paper to pay your bill, you can just do it with your phone. Because of that, you're actually saving different types of carbon emissions, and because of that, we will convert those into green energy points. And if you collect enough green energy, we will plant a tree for you in Ipo Dam. Why Ipo Dam? Because it's very important to take care of our watershed. Because Ipo Dam is actually 98% of water source in Metro Manila. Our goal is to plant 365,000 trees in 365 days. And I know it's a
big challenge. But with your help, we can make it happen. Together with WWF and BioFin, we can all work together to make this happen. That's why I urge everyone to start making those little actions. Download the app, move into cashless lifestyle, move into green lifestyle, and make a difference today.
Thank you so much, Gcash, for that inspiring video. And the platform itself is the first of its kind in the Philippines, but it will mean nothing without real-world impact. As you heard, for every virtual tree grown, a real tree will be planted for our Philippine forest, and we are lucky to work with WWF to plant in areas of relevance like the Ipo watershed. And we are striving to plant 365,000 virtual trees in 365 days. And we'll pace this out over the next few years, collaborating with more environmental organizations and private sectors and companies as well. Although it is an ambitious goal, it is very much possible, especially with our 2.3 million green heroes in GCAS Forest after only 7.5 months. Imagine the impact of 365 new trees for the Philippines. And we can make this real and actually empower as many Filipinos as possible to virtually plant their own trees. And all it takes is making greener everyday decisions like walking or paying with GCash. And the next video has some of our first green heroes who had the pleasure of actually planting their own trees in Ipo watershed last October. And we know that we have the potential to plant 20 more trees this year with WWF.
In just 3 months, GCash Forest has more than 1 million users in the platform. And we have green heroes who have enough energy to plant trees. So we actually brought them here, in Ipo Watershed, so that they can really actualize their efforts and really see the legacy that they can leave behind in the Philippine forests.
So today we're at Ipo Watershed, and it's because Ipo Watershed provides 98% of the water to Metro Manila. Isn't it pretty cool that we get to go here and actually plant the trees ourselves? And that's exactly what motivates us here in GCash Forest. We want to enable as many people as possible to plant their own tree.
You wanted to have something where you could actually share, you could actually contribute something small. So having this GCash Forest is one step closer to having that goal of at least helping the environment and Mother Nature.
It's so fulfilling. I really feel like I've done something good for the environment and for the Philippines and hopefully for the rest of the Filipino people.
So I invite you to start using GCash Forest. Earn green energy every time you do a cash transaction, like paying bills, buying load, doing a bank transfer. And every time you do that, you'll probably earn enough so that you can plant your own tree, like our green heroes today.
365,000 trees in 365 days!
Fantastic. There it is. They really do plant trees. Thank you, Enzo. Appreciate it. It's just so comforting to see major corporations not worry about the bottom line. In fact, they're also very proactive with giving back to the community. So we can really appreciate that and rally behind it.
That's absolutely correct. And this is a perfect example of modern technology benefiting not just people but environment. It makes things more convenient. You get to do everything from something you can stick in your pocket, and you are also doing something positive for the environment. Not just saving on cutting down trees because of like going and using paper bills and everything. You're not using as much fuel to go and pay your bills, but you're also planting trees. You're helping plant trees, and this is one of the most positive things you can do for the environment as a whole. Plant trees. It just sucks up that carbon dioxide and pumps out more oxygen. And of course, it's really good for the watershed too.
Precisely. And lastly, I'd like to ask Ms. Jennifer Cunanan, Regional Sales Manager of Robinson's Hotels and Resorts, to say something about how they're going to make a change with their chain of hotels and resorts.
We saw her earlier. There she is. Hello. Morning.
Summit Hotel Green Hills is the first Summit Hotel property in the Philippines to offer self-service and check-in kiosks. Summit Hotel Green Hills also is employing the hotel group's sustainability initiatives as the whole group begin to eliminate single-use plastics. Summit Hotel Green Hills is the first to remove plastic water bottles and plastic bottle packaged bathroom amenities. Each room is provided with a pitcher which guests can freely fill up through water dispensers. We have it in the hallway. And shower dispensers are also provided for guests' shampoos and soap needed. And we also have a famous 3-minute shower challenge for all Summit. These initiatives create significant impacts to the hotel industry's plastic consumption problem, and it's expected to save up to 5,000 water bottles a month and an average of 200 pounds of plastic a year from the bathroom amenities. That is approximately 20,000 plastic bottles a year. Summit Hotels and Resorts continue to grow its portfolio around the Philippines. For the hotel group, good stories and experiences from the guests count the most. Maraming salamat po, and again, together, everything is possible.
Thank you much for that. And thank you so much to the commitment of all of your organizations. Together, anything is indeed possible. And with the support of all of our partners, we can still turn the environmental crisis around. And #change the end.
#change the ending, as it's emblazoned on our bellies and on Mark's abs. At WWF, we really do work with all sorts of people from all sectors and all comers of the country, and with people of all ages. We're really working hand in hand with the rest of the country.
Exactly. On that note, I've noticed that the youth have really stood up in taking up the lead and demanding change for a more sustainable future.
I couldn't agree more. And it's been so inspiring to see young people around the world take a stand in our fight to save the planet. Now, with that being said, we actually have a representative from the youth with us today. Sorry, Wilson, it's not you.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought it was me, though. Second guess would be me. But she is adorable. She is a wonderful advocate. She is the future. Let's hear her voice. Let's call her back on stage. We miss her already. WWF-Philippines' child advocate, Sia Vigor. Where are you at? There she goes.
Again, thank you so much for having me here today. It's such an honor and privilege for me to be here today. And now we're facing a really serious problem regarding to the state of the earth. And if we still want a good future, we should all start acting different starting today. Like what I said a while ago, starting to use eco-friendly products and bring our tumbler everywhere we go so that we're not going to use plastic. And using metal straw instead of plastic straw. And first, I would like to thank also WWF for this kind of opportunity for me. Thank you so much, WWF. And it will be a really, really big accomplishment for me if I could use my voice in spreading awareness to the younger generation so that we can all help each other and protect our environment and save our environment. And I'm not sure of how I can do that. I'm not sure of how I can do it, but I will try my best so that we can all help each other and protect our environment. But we still need all of your help so that you can guide us on how we can do it and how we can protect our environment so that we can still live in a beautiful planet. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leah. And you know what? This is what we like to see in the youth of today. They have a need. They have a want to help. So it is up to us, the adults, to tell them how, to lead by example. Because they're the future, and they want to do the right thing. So we need to do the right thing and show them how.
Lead by example. Now we've reached the end of our program, but before we call it a day, I'd like to recap a few important reminders for you all to remember. Earth Hour 2020 will be held on the 28th of March. WWF Philippines is not putting up its own event this year, and instead, we will be having a digital campaign, so please tune into our social media accounts and join us by switching off unnecessary lights in your homes from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. on the day itself.
And if you can, try joining any Earth Hour events near you, and if not, you can always take part from the comfort of your own home, so you don't even need to leave the house. Just make sure to switch off any non-essential lights on the hour, and if you can, why not just leave them off for the rest of the night?
Why not?
Definitely. And don't forget, Earth Hour is not just about the hour. This year, let's take our commitment beyond the hour. Let's live differently, be mindful of our consumption, and do what we can to build a future where man lives harmony with nature. Again, I am Enzo Pineda.
And I'm Mark Nelson.
And I'm Revilson Fernandez. Thank you for coming to this year's Earth Hour Press Con. Hashtag Let's Change the Ending Together. Thank you so much for your time, everybody.
We would like to invite our hosts and speakers back on stage for a quick short photo op. So for the first set, may we please call on Attorney Angela Ibay, Mr. Joel Palma, and of course WWF's beloved mascot Chi Chi to come to the front for a quick photo op. Mr. Joel Palma and Chi Chi to remain for another photo op.